right now. You shouldn't have to stay away. I don't play no hide and seek. It's not a game I wanna play. Hi, it's going to be another lesson on Paul McCartney's wonderful new album, Egypt Station. It's going to be an acoustic guitar lesson on the finale medley. 3 songs in the medley, Hunt You Down, Naked, and C-Link. It's a little reminiscent of Abbey Road, I think, and they're all great songs. First disclaimer, if you're watching any of my other Egypt Station lessons, is I'm not a professional guitarist and I'm not a guitar teacher per se. Just an acoustic guitar player who hears songs and likes them. So if any of this helps you, great. If not, I'm sure other people will post probably more technical lessons. And the other disclaimer or explanation I make with this trio of songs, this medley, is none of them are acoustic based. Hunt You Down's a hard rocking power chord, electric guitar, distorted guitar song. Naked's a piano driven song, and C-Link's a blues guitar solo song. So none of them feature an acoustic guitar. So this is kind of my interpretation on acoustic guitar. So we'll just start with Hunt You Down, and I think Hunt You Down has a little helter-skelter flavor to me. Maybe that's just my ear. But anyway, the chords are pretty easy. And I play everything with a bar chord pretty much on Hunt You Down just because it's kind of a power chord song. But the main riff, the opening riff on the verses is G, C, F, G. So it's just G, C, F, G. And that's the main riff. And then there's a transition to, I'll call it the chorus, the Come On Back to Me Right Now part. But you're going to be transitioning from a G, we'll call it a G riff, 1 full step up to an A, 2 frets up to the 5th fret, A. But to just go directly to that transition, he plays an A minor and then leads into it. So let me do it. I'm sorry, not making that more complicated. So at the end of this part, makes me want to lay down and cry. He just holds an A minor and then goes to the next riff, which is the same as the first riff. It's just moved up 1 full step to the A from the G, 3rd fret, to the A at the 5th fret, barred. But it's the same pattern. It's A, D, G, A. So it sounds like this. That's the Come On Back to Me Right Now part. I'll call it the chorus for lack of a better term. And then there's another transition to go back to the G, to the verse. And that he's playing A, and then it's just B, E, A, B, G minor, I believe, or G. It's a little hard to tell with the power chords and the distortion, but I think a G minor sounds better. So in real time, it sounds like this. So that's his transition back to the verse, to the G. So again, it's B, E, A, D, G minor. You hold that kind of build, and then he gets you back to riff. That's really the whole song, the first song, Hunt You Down, except at the very end, when you're in the A riff, when he says, I'll hunt you down, he plays a D minor and an A minor, and he goes back 3 times, I believe. So it's I'll hunt you down. A minor, back to D minor, D minor, to A minor. A little reminiscent of Letting Go, I think, perhaps. And then it transitions to C, which takes us to Naked. I'll just play it. I've been taken for my little brother. Life's a bastard, but I have no other. I keep waking up when I try to sleep. I've been naked since I was born. So that's the first verse, and most of the other verses are very similar. I think this sounds a little bit like the final part of Happiness is a Warm Gun, but so it's C, C to A minor, and they repeat that to A minor, then to G, so it's G. I'm playing it barred because it makes it a little easier for the next chord, which I believe is a G sharp diminished, but I could be wrong on that. So you're in G, I keep waking up, and that next chord, the way I play it is I just keep the bar on the bottom 4 strings on the 3rd fret, and then I play on the fourth fret the 3rd and 1st string. So I've been waking up when I try to sleep, to an A minor. I've been naked since F, G, C, born to follow you wherever you go. But my problem is I never do know where you're taking me. I don't have a clue. I've been naked since I was, to A minor, to A, and then it's going to take us into the chorus, which I'll cover in a second. The other option I'd give you, and there are probably many other options on that G sharp diminished chord or whatever it is, when you're playing the G, if you play the G open, which I'm not, if you're playing the G open, you could just walk up the bass string to the G sharp to the A minor, which sounds pretty good. So it would sound like something like this. Where you taking me? I don't have a clue. I've been naked since I was born. A minor to A or A7. Save my soul and set me free, free to fly home. There's the place I'm meant to be, down back home. So this is the chorus part. A lot of chords. I'm just gonna say them as I play them, and you could play these a lot of different ways, but basically it's a descending pattern. So you start in D minor, save my soul. So it's D minor, C, A minor, G minor, F, E minor, D minor. So save my soul and set me free, then free to fly home, and that's free, D minor to F, G, A minor, and then you resolve it with an A or an A7. I like the A7. So one more time. Save my soul and set me free, free to fly home. There's a place I'm meant to be. That was all the same. And then down back home. It's D minor, F, G. I've been broken in so many places, brought together by a sea of faces. What to make of it, I don't hardly know. I've been waiting for so long, so long. And then he does the chorus part again, which I will not repeat. And then after that, we go into the last verse, which I'll do because it's slightly different, and then we'll end up the lesson. So, I've been taken from my younger brother. Life's a bastard, but I have no other. I keep waking up when I try to sleep. I've been naked for so long. I've been naked for so long, so long, so long now. So that's all the same, just the A minor. I've been naked for F, G, and repeat it. A minor, F, G, F, G, F, G, C. And that begins the third and final song in the medley, Ceiling. In case you were wondering, I'm not going to play the blues lead guitar. That's not my forte. But just if you were playing rhythm, it's just in the key of C. Slow C, kind of bassy, and Paul plays some very sweet bass riffs with that too. And you have your orchestra, and it transitions to C minor at some point. I think back to C, but something like that. So I apologize, not much of a lesson on C link, but that's the basic rhythm chords. So I hope that helps you. Again, this is really a lesson for an acoustic guitar. These songs aren't made specifically for acoustic guitar, but maybe that will give you a start. And I hope others post lessons, more detailed on Hunt It Down with electric guitar and C-Link with the blues notes and all that, and maybe a keyboard player can do naked. But this hopefully gets you started. Thanks a lot for watching.